We obviously have to talk about Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, who would have thought?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like a cult movie, right? Like I watch that movie every single year.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe a couple times. Whenever it's on, like it's just a movie that
I think it's quite
we watch.
mainstream. I wouldn't call it a cult film. It's definitely mainstream.
Yeah. But like, you know, it's one of those films where the characters are so iconic, the scenes are so iconic, you know, you can recreate them, replay them. What was it like during or even post, like, you know, given that previously when it was a Devdi release, you were concerned about fame or the magnitude of it, and obviously this film took it to another level.
Yeah.
Just in terms of how popular it became.
Yeah, well, it was really good fun making it. We were in Spain for 3 months. And Hrithik, Farhan are really easy and actually fun to work with. We're all kind of similar ages and similar backgrounds. So, and Hrithik, in fact, I'd seen him. We didn't really hang out as such, but I'd seen him as a kid as well. I was younger. And Zoya too. I'd done Honeymoon Travels Private Limited with already. She was the executive producer on that one. And so it was familiar territory. It was Spain. I love Spain. I had learned a little bit of Spanish back in 2007, so I started to practice that a little bit. That was fun. We went all over the country, ate really good food in really great restaurants. We worked 12 hours a day on average, but it didn't feel like work. I was still sort of figuring myself out in my space in the industry. That time, as you said, it was still fresh off of the FD. The fame was still pretty high. And so I don't think I had still dealt with it. It felt nice being on the sets of Zindagi because of the familiarity and the camaraderie, so to speak. And, you know, XL went out of the way to make all of us feel comfortable, and they treated us well. In fact, they spoiled us. I mean, they made us work, but they also spoiled us. So it was a great balance. But I was still finding myself in where do I fit into this larger scheme of things. Yeah.
Did the film give you any answers?
My track was more on the marriage part of things. Hrithik has an existential crisis, not me. His character did.
The film in general, right? Like it's like one of those where it makes you think.
See, for me, when I read the script, I wasn't surprised by any of the reaction that Devdi got. I mean, sorry, Zindagi got. Devdi was one project I knew would do what it did. It was exactly as I envisioned it. And similar with Zindagi, I knew that this was going to touch people in the manner that it did. I was not surprised one bit when people came up to me after and said, I left my job after I saw this film. I took a 6-month break when I saw this film, and it made me question, you know, where I was headed. Because when I read that script, it addressed all of those things for me.
Yeah.
I remember reading it and calling Zoya and telling her, thank you for offering me this. Like, I love this. I love the direction Indian cinema will take after this. I mean, I knew that Lucky and Devdi challenged the narrative. I think the Zindagi being more mainstream challenged it in some ways far broader, because it had a far larger audience. And just how genuinely touching it was when I read it. I could see Zoya, Rima and Farhan really being as true to who they are whilst writing this. You know, because Rima and Zoya wrote it, Farhan got the dialogues, and it just proved to me that these guys are really here balancing this world of big Bollywood mainstream cinema, but at the same time trying to infuse their individual take on life. And challenge the system in their own way.
Yeah.
You know?
And it did that.
It did that, and then some.
Yeah.
It'll always be special. I still remember, there are a few scripts that I've read that I remember finishing it and then calling the director. This is one of them. In fact, it's very few, 2 or 3 at best. Going, wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.